The following is a special presentation of Tony Kurre Radio. From hot dogs to cool kitties, this is Darkside of the Pooch.
Yo, welcome back here to Darkside of Pooch. It is Dr. Rab Stewart here on the left side of the screen here on our YouTube channel. Tony Kurre here on the right side. I would say that the right side's a little better looking than the left side today, but that's okay. I know we're all working hard on it. I mean, you know, it is what it is, brother. How you doing, man? What's going
on? I'm not sure. I see on my screen, I'm on the top. I have a tiny little box on the top, and then I have a huge Tony Kurre on the bottom. So I don't know what side of the screen I'm on, but
the thing on
I can
top,
promise you
the thing on the top with the little box is you.
Yeah. I'm the little box. You're the big box.
All right.
You're the big stud.
We don't have a ton of time. I want to say that I was running a little late today because I was showing my daughter a picture of the 8-pound spleen. She wanted to eat her early dinner first. She goes, do I need to eat my dinner first? I said, probably. And I showed her the picture of what a spleen's supposed to look like. And then the picture that you sent me. Reset the table real quick and tell people what you did last week before we started the show, because it truly is amazing. It's something you should probably put on your website. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, we could put that out on Facebook.
It's incredible. You would get a lot of retweets on that just because it's so freakishly big. It's amazing how big that thing is.
Yeah. So we took a spleen out of a dog that had a tumor on it, and the normal spleen is about the size of a size 11 or 12 foot in length and in thickness.
Yeah.
So if you have a spleen this dog was 80 pounds. So if you have an 80-pound dog, the spleen's going to be about the size of my foot. And this spleen weighed 8 pounds and was larger than my head. I mean,
it's crazy.
Probably approaching the size of a basketball.
Yeah.
And the dog's alive.
He made it.
The show. Yeah, he made it.
Wow.
We sent him to the ER that night. He had to have a blood transfusion before he left our office. And he was at the ER for a day and a half. And they had to kind of get his glucose right, and then he came home, and that's
insane.
He's doing great.
I'm going to ask you this question because I know people are thinking it. They don't want to ask. How much does that cost? What does an operation like that run?
Our end.
I'm not asking you to divulge here, but typically, what would an operation like that cost?
I mean, I think our end it ended up being $1,900.
Oh, okay, it's not bad.
And that's a blood transfusion. That's really intensive surgery that required 2 surgeons, my Dr. Johnson and myself. We both had to glove in to get this thing out. That's how big it was. Then we had an anesthetic.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the size of about a Boston butt.
Yeah, I mean I think that's probably pretty fair size assessment there.
It kind of looks like a Boston butt.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, a little bit. It's a bloody Boston butt. Yeah,
it looked like an alien baby. I think like an alien, or like a giant, like if an alien. If there was a planet of eggplants. Yeah. If there's an eggplant planet. Yeah.
Eggplant
planet.
I feel you, man.
That's what the eggplant people would look like.
There you go. Dark Side of the Pooch, brought to you by Ed's Pet World. Speaking of wonderful animals, exotic pets, they've got everything from flying squirrels to guinea pigs. I know I've taken some of my guinea pigs down there. They have beautiful ball boas and snakes and beautiful fish and ferrets, and they got a caiman crocodile. If you've watched any of my shows, you've seen Dr. Rab stuff, you know that Ed's Pet World brings you Dark Side of the Pooch. It's fantastic. Come check us out down there. They're down there for about 50 years, and of course, also the brand new location. They have a comic store now. It's called Sasquatch Toys and Comics. They do stuff from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even the 90s. Stuff still in the box. Everything else, check out Sasquatch Toys and Comics. Beautiful stuff. And Seth and this whole crew down there do wonderful work. We've been talking a lot recently about this Loyal thing, and that is the extension is a new drug from a brand called Loyal, where the FDA has now approved, and so now we're getting some more information about how this is working. They're actually looking for 1,000 dogs and cats to see if this actually works. And by the way, my son's here. Hey, you want to say hi real quick? Zeph.
I'm trying to get baby out.
All right, he's trying to get my dog out. Yes. Okay, he's taking
Hey, Xavier.
Hey, Xavier.
What's up, buddy?
That's Dr. Rabby says, hey, you want to say hi?
Yeah.
Hey, he's holding baby. Yeah, move over just a little bit over this way. There you go, so we can see. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Xavier.
About how babies' ears pop up.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. All right, you gonna take baby out of here?
Yeah.
All right, good. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Get out.
Man, he's gotten so tall.
He's gotten big. He needs to be shaved. He likes.
He's a good grooming.
He is. Thank you, man. No, man. He's when he gets. I know you're not supposed to groom Australian shepherds, but he's one of the few dogs I've seen when I've shaved. I put a foreguard on him.
I'm talking about Xavier.
Oh.
Xavier has gotten tall, man.
Xavier needs to shave. Yeah, he needs. Yeah, no, he's lost like 35 pounds.
Man, he's gotten tall and thinned out.
He's 5'10". He'd whip your ass. He's amazing.
Yes, he would, but most people
16. Well, he's 16, man. Of course, people don't know my son. He's got special needs, and so cognitively, he's about a 7 or 8 year old, and 7 or 8 year olds love to wrestle with their fathers.
Oh,
and he's 16. So when he comes running at you, you better be ready because he's coming at you full force. And I will.
Hey, can I tell you something that I've been watching just real quick?
Yeah.
We started watching this weekend. It is on a very popular streaming service. You know, they don't do any advertising with it, so I won't mention it.
Sure.
But it's called Love on the Spectrum.
Huh? And
have you heard of this?
Oh, that was about autism?
It's about autism, and there's varying levels of autistic people on the show. It is one of the most heartwarming shows that I've seen. They are just the love that they are ready to give to other people with just the sweetness and the tenderness. And it is such a great show. And you just root for them. You know, you're like, oh my gosh, I hope this works out. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
No, you're right. It's a love unlike any love you'll ever see, man. And I can remember the first time that he said, I love you to me first. Because he was never going to say it unless I said it to him first. The first time, I remember every moment, man. I remember every moment. And of course, we adopted him. So when we got him, we didn't realize that he had special needs. He's got damaged occipital lobe, and he's brain damage, the whole 9 yards. He's legally blind and everything else. And he's just been. And then here comes the dog again. So he'll probably be back in a few minutes. The dog comes and sits now behind me whenever I'm doing Darkside the Pooch. I don't know if he knows I'm doing this show with you. I don't know what the deal is. So he comes in and lays behind me, and that way I can keep an eye on him so he's not taking a whiz on my chair like he has not done, by the way, the last 3 weeks. Thank goodness. And then my son likes to sit with him, so he'll come in and come get him, and they'll go back and forth. They do this little thing. So anyway, there was real quick, and I know we don't have a lot of time. There was this study, the FDA, I guess, approved this, a new drug to help keep dogs living older. They're looking at like 1 to 2 years, maybe on average, to help these dogs live longer lives. And you'd have to give the dog a shot 3 to 4 times a year. And so they're asking for 1,000 dogs for the study, everything from puppies to 14-year-old whippets. I mean, they're looking for every breed, every type of dog. And I think you can actually sign up for it if you want. Obviously, your dog's going to be gone for a while, and your animal's basically gone because they're going to be doing this thing, and it's going to take a long period of time because they have to see the length of these lives, obviously. So they're going to have your dog for 10, 11 years if it's a pup.
Wow, that's what they say in the study. You got to give your dog up.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're trying to get 1,000 dogs of all different types of breeds and stuff in hopes that they're obviously not taking a family pet. I bet that people aren't going to give up their family pet. And I don't know if they're going on the streets looking for strays or something like that. But yeah, they're just looking for 1,000 pups. But anyway, they're finding out in the preliminary study here, is your dog a small male with a long nose, or a medium-sized female with a face of average canine proportions? If so, your furry companion is more likely to be at your side for a long time, according to new research. A large study published yesterday looked at data from more than 584,000 dogs across the United Kingdom, found that snout length, along with body size and sex, can influence how long your dog is likely to live. Which was unrelated to the actual breed itself, because obviously, you've talked about the breathing issues that smug dogs have, or what they call it when the snout's kind of pushed up in their face.
Pugs have it.
Pugs have it, yeah.
Breeds.
A medium-sized, flat-faced male like a bulldog is 3 times more likely to live a shorter life than a small-sized, long-faced female, like a miniature Dachshund or an Italian Greyhound. And so they started doing all these things. The study authors examined data. This is unrelated to the loyal thing, by the way. What they're trying to do, this is unrelated to the research that we just talked about. But 155 different breeds plus mixes were part of this. The typical Labrador Retriever or Border Collie had a medium life expectancy of just what? How long?
What's the size of the dog we're talking about?
Labrador Retriever, Border Collie.
Okay, I'm gonna say their average is 12.
Just over 13 years. Found that across the board, flat-faced or branchiocephalic dogs fared worse by their measure. Shorter-nosed bunch, including large mastiffs. How long?
Oh, I mean, if we're talking large mastiffs, they're going to be like 8.
9 years, right on. Beefy English bulldogs.
I think they could go to 10.
Yeah, 9.3. French bulldogs.
I think French bulldogs could go to, let's say 12 on them.
Wow, 9.8 years, which is a little shorter than I thought it would have been. Yeah.
We keep our French bulldogs alive for a long time. If you got a French bulldog, you come on down, man. Ours are not dying at 9.
Smush face survivors stood out in the findings. Was it Lhasa Apsos?
Lhasa Apso.
Clocked in with one of the highest median life expectancies of 14 years. That's up where the Shiba Inus, am I saying that right?
Shiba Inu.
14.6 years. Papillons, 14.5 years. Miniature Dachshunds and Italian Greyhounds, 14 years. Also said, small and medium dogs with pronounced schnozzes lived an average of 12 years on average, while flat-faced dogs of all sizes fell short of that mark. So that was interesting.
Yeah, and big snot, I wonder if that correlates to people like big noses like you and I.
I'm pretty much about ready to kick the bucket. I'm going to kick the bucket in a couple of years longer? At this point. With this, well, we know that the nose and the ears are the two things that continue to grow on a human body.
Yeah,
you're aware of that, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it. Looking forard to being.
Well, you don't have a big nose or ears. I got.
Oh yes, I do.
I got issues.
Look at this guy.
Nah, you look good. You're very distinguished. You know,
thank you.
You know, if we lived in Greece, we would kill it, dude.
We would.
Greece women love men with big noses. I'm just telling you. If you could find a little what am I trying to say here? A little habitat of Greek people here in the Birmingham area. Maybe they have. Well, we should go down to the Greek festival. You and I should get out of the Greek festival. And of course, you're married.
I'm spoken for.
Yeah, but I'm not. But
you can go. But I'll be your wingman.
Big nose guys at the Greek festival would absolutely kill it. I don't know why that just hit me. That thing's been going on for 35 years, and I've been 2 or 3 times. I should go to the Greek festival. That's where I can find
nose to the Greek festival and your dog, and you will slay it.
And I could find Mrs. Kurre, and then live 14.6 years.
And they would make you a delicious salads and kebabs, and you would eat like a king.
The feta cheese and the olives. Yeah, I know. I'm not good for it. All right.
There's a city in Greece that's paying people up to 30,000 euro to move there. They're trying to increase population.
Really? What's 30? Yeah, what's 30,000 euro? How much is that?
I think it's less than $30,000.
Yeah.
A little less. I don't think it's a 1-to-1. There,
30,000 euros to move there.
Yeah, declining population. They're trying to bolster their population and get some.
And I can find me a new wife.
There that can.
I mean, that may be the way. They got some radio over there. Do some podcast.
I'm sure. I mean, you can work from anywhere.
Yeah, maybe I could do a new running of My Big Fat Greek Wedding, or what was that movie called? What was that called?
Yeah, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding. My big fat Greek
relocation. My big fat Greek relocation.
Anything else going on down there at the Rossburg Animal Hospital? By the way, I was down there. I had lunch at the front porch.
Oh, great place.
Yeah, I had lunch there.
They should sponsor the show.
Well, you know what? They should sponsor the show. I had a French dip. It was really, really good. I was down there with Kai Gregory, a good friend of mine who also advertises here on the radio station. He loves you, by the way.
Oh yeah,
but,
the Gregory's are awesome.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Do you know them?
Yeah,
You know the Gregory's? Oh yeah, good. Yeah. Kai and his wife, they're fantastic, and his kid Knox. They're big with Southern Precision Staffing. All right, so anything interesting happening there at the store? I know you got to go, and I know this show's been all over the place. But anything else interesting and new going on? Anything new?
I would just caution everybody. Earlier today we treated a dog that got into a lot of onions, and so we had to induce some vomiting. It causes anemia, oxidative damage to the red blood cells. So just a PSA: don't let your dogs eat onions.
That is just a little bit's not good, right? I mean, and that's one of those things where you would think it'd be okay for a dog to eat an onion. That's one of those weird vegetables like the green beans and stuff like that. But onions, no onions.
Yeah, it's not good for them. It'll make them anemic. So if it happens, like this owner that we looked at, we helped today, just take your dog into the veterinarian and do some vomiting and monitor some blood work, and hopefully everything will be smooth sailing.
And I would think that, dogs will eat anything, but I would think that dogs, it's not something they'd want to eat. Unless it was a raw one or sauteed.
Yeah. I mean, I like onions. And you know who else likes onions? Greek people.
Greek people like onions?
Everything. Oh yeah.
Oh, I see. I like it. And you know what? I can kill me a blossom, one of those awesome blossoms. I can kill me one of those blooming onions.
But now we're talking Australia. They're not paying anybody.
Well, I know, but I can kill one of those things, man. I mean, bring me some extra dipping sauce, but I could kill me an onion the size of my head. I'll be tooting all the way home for like 3 or 4 days, but I could kill one of those awesome blossoms. Those are really good. So let me write this down. So I need to go to the Greek festival. Greek women love big noses, and bring an onion in case I need that. All right, the show, Darkside the Pooch. This is what we do every week, folks. We've been doing it for years. Where you been? Brought to you by the fine folks at Ed's Pet World. They've been in business for nearly 50 years down there in beautiful Homewood. Love Seth and Angie, the entire crew. They just do wonderful work. They have exotic pets, and everyone that goes down there knows it's an institution. If you've been to Ed's Pet, if you've ever been to Birmingham, just to visit, you got to go to Ed's Pet World. It's just one of a kind. It's just an unbelievable place. It's not like a PetSmart or one of these really super clean places. This is a pet store, man. This is where they have exotic pets. It is super cool. You never know what's going to be nipping at your heels. Check it out. And of course, their brand new place has got the toys and comics, Sasquatch toys and comics, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe not the 50s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s, maybe. Toys still in the box. They get everything from Legos to Star Wars stuff to everything else. Is fantastic. Check it out. And comics as well. Check those fine folks out. Tell people how they can find you, sir.
Call us at 208-0301, or you can email us, rossbridgeanimalhospital@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook sometimes.
Sometimes. Put that picture of that spleen up there.
I need to put that up there. Yeah,
I will bet. If you want me to put it up for you?
I'll put it up. Okay. I got it.
Dude, I'll bet.
You need to. You're my new social media person. I don't
know about that. If you put it up, I'll retweet it. Or you put it up. Put it up on your tweet. Put it on, the Twitter thing, formerly known as Twitter, is now X.
The X machine.
Yeah, the X machine.
I'll put on the X machine.
Which really turned out to be a brilliant move, because now everyone has to say formerly known as Twitter. Everyone's using. I didn't see anything about Twitter for like a year and a half, and now I see X everywhere I go. So obviously, this Elon Musk guy knows what the hell he's doing.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he does. All right, I love you, man. Appreciate you. Catch up next week.
Talk to you next time.
See you.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.